What is up, you guys? SleepyTe and fam, back with another video. So as you can see, I am by myself, and this will be, I guess, technically our first story time of 2020. So I'm going to be telling you guys the story about my first car. I know a lot of you guys are, some of you may be older, some of you may be younger, and some of you may be around the age of getting a car. And I know right now there's a lot of people out here who think you need to drive like BMWs or Lamborghinis or Bentleys or whatever you think might be your type of luxury car. You think for some reason that's what kind of car you need when you're 16. Completely untrue. My first car was actually a 1989 Buick LeSabre. That car was probably 15 foot long or more. Nah, that car was like, it seemed like I was driving a football field around. In other words, I felt like I was driving a boat. This car was so long and it was so old. But the reason why I got it was I had $1,000 in savings. So instead of going out here trying to get a Lamborghini or a BMW or whatever I might consider a luxury car, I chose to go with whatever I found in my budget. So I had $1,000, like I said, saved up. It was kind of like everybody in the family, well, not everybody, my grandparents put money back a little at a time when I was a kid, and so that money had grown into like $1,000 by the time it was time for me to get a car. So here I am, 15, I'm trying to find a car before I even know about the Buick. I'm like looking around, thinking, well, I can find something really nice. Think back though, this was like in 2006, 2007-ish. When I got my first car. So there wasn't like a lot of choices, I guess. It was either old or new that you seen people driving to school. There was no like in-betweens. It was like, you could tell people who had money drove them nice luxury cars thinking they needed it. And you seen the people who drove, the 1989 cars, the 1990 cars, that's just what you ended up with. So I was looking around and I distinctively remembering, $1,000, that's so much money. I'm going to get me a nice BMW or a nice Mercedes. I'm going to be riding around. I'm going to be stunting on everybody. That's what me, my 16-year-old, well, then 15-year-old mind, that's what I was thinking. And I'm sure that's what a lot of you guys probably thought too. When you're young, you think $1,000 is a lot of money. Well, so like I said, I go to looking for them. The cheapest one I find is like $1,200. I'm thinking, yeah, that's just $200 extra. I can get that car. I can get somebody else to give me $200. So I go around asking everybody, can I get $200? I'll pay you back. Asking everybody. No. So it come right back around to only having that $1,000, so I went looking again. Well, my grandma had tipped me off about the Buick. So I went and looked at it. It had been sitting in the garage forever. It was so dusty and musky, and the old car smell has like a, I don't know, it's almost like a mildew-ish smell. That's what my car was like. So here in my 16-year-old mind, my mind had went from getting a BMW or Mercedes to ending up looking at this old, mildew-smelling, not new at all car. So, I'm like, yay, I get a car, but it's not what I wanted. And I'm like, all right, well, if I got to get this car, I got to get this car. So pay the man the money, I get the car, I drive it home. Meanwhile, I haven't got my license yet, so I drive it like a mile up the road to my grandma's house, and I park it. And that whole time I'm like, well, if I want this car to be my car, and if it's going to be nice, I'm going to have to clean it. So for 3 days straight, I cleaned that car and cleaned that car and cleaned that car like it would have been a BMW or a Mercedes. That's exactly how I treated that car. And it's almost like the mildew smell went away. Everything that I was seeing as flaws at first in the car, it was more of like, oh, I can deal with that type thing. Oh, it's just this. It's just a little cosmetic type stuff. And I drove that car to school, I remember, for the first time, and everybody being like, oh, what is that? Because a friend of mine in high school, I remember she had bought, it was like a brand new 2006, like Malibu, Chevrolet Malibu. And she was one of those people who wanted them luxury cars, you know. And I guess her idea of a luxury car was a 2006 Chevy Malibu. So I remember everybody, it was almost like they made fun of me for the car I was driving. And it's almost like, it kind of made me laugh, because it's like, my car is paid off. I owe nothing for it. I know everybody here is relying on mommy and daddy to make their car payment. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I got this. Well, I start fixing on the car again. The car breaks down. And I end up having to get it worked on. And started driving the car again. Ended up getting a car wreck. And I'll give you guys another story time about that car wreck. But all in all, I ended up wrecking the car. And when you're young and you're starting out driving and you don't really know what you're doing, you think you know. You think you know how to speed and not wreck. You think you know how to drive a car, get in, like, hit a, water pile or hydroplane and overcorrect. You might think you know not to overcorrect, but you still end up doing it. You're young, you're crazy. So I'm proud of my little old Buick LeSabre, because at least I know I didn't wreck no Mercedes. I didn't wreck no Lamborghini. And nobody's in trouble for not missing payments. Because I just think every day that was the best decision I ever made. So if you guys take anything from this whole video, don't be one of those people thinking you have to drive a luxury car or whatever you think might be your luxury car. That's not it. That's not what you want to be. You want to be driving that older car. Maybe not a 1989 like I was, because that would be super old. Super old. I don't even know if they would even crank now. But don't be one of those people. Don't be a statistic. Be yourself. Don't worry about what other people are going to think. Don't worry about what other people are driving. Because point blank period, whatever you have, be grateful for. Because I remember a lot of people not even having a car. Their families not even having a car, much less their kids. And I remember that. And now looking back on all that stuff now, I'm so glad I had that Buick. Because like I said, I remember going and looking at it that first time and just being like, really? This is what you want me to drive? This is what you want me to pull up at school in? And then once I got that mentality, like I said, when I started cleaning it up and kept thinking, if this is going to be my car, it's going to be the best that it can be. I want you guys to put that in your life too. If this is my life, I want it to be the best life I can have. If I'm stuck like this, or if I'm in this position, don't ever say you're stuck, because that's not true. I'm going to reword that. If you're ever in a position, just say, I want to be better. I want to do better. I want to do this different. I want to do that different. Always strive to be better. You've got to start somewhere, guys. And it's only up. So I'm going to end this video right here. And make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. And make sure to drop a little comment. If you guys have any video ideas, make sure to comment them. We're going to be doing some of you guys' video ideas. And whoever's idea we pick, we're going to be giving you guys a shout out. So make sure, put the video ideas down there, guys. And until next time, stay sleepy. Peace.